if I hear, say I complain. When I'm rocking your body. Saw me coming from a long range, and that's always loving. Anytime you follow me,
Yo, 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 it's time for the TraderPrad show. You are here. It is time. It is 8 o'clock, Wednesday, September 20. I don't want to look. I don't want to cheat. 20th. I remembered. Wednesday, September 20th, and it was the FOMC day. We had a lot of moves in the I guess I shouldn't say a lot of moves, but we had some moves before 2 o'clock, and then we had the FOMC coming out at 2 o'clock, a little bit muted, but later on at 2:30, the moves kind of got kicked into another gear. We saw which directions the market went to. For those of you who did not participate today, or for those of you who did not trade the FOMC or even watch the market, we went downside, even though everything was in line. I was looking at the FOMC. All the data that was coming out was pretty much exactly in line. So I'm not sure why the market did not like whatever happened with the interest rate decisions date that was happening today. And we thought they would actually hold up from yesterday's lows. Yesterday's lows did not hold up either, and an even bigger downside move on the market showing up. So now the question is, where do we go from here? The soft landing that the market or the FOMC chair committee keeps talking about. Where is the soft landing? Things are looking worryful. Things are looking scared. But we did get that rate pause, and they did talk about another rate hike, so that was in line. And I think they were talking about possibly holding rate hikes a little bit longer and then cutting off later, instead of cutting off quicker and raising it quicker. So they want to hold the interest rates a little bit longer around these prices, let the market really feel the pain of inflation, I guess, or people and economy, and then eventually they'll bring it back down. So a couple ideas floating around there. The market did not really overall like the answers that Papa Powell was giving to media, did not like the interest rate pause, I guess, or the possible interest rate hike in the future. And we pushed quite a bit to the downside today. What we usually do see, though, however, on the FOMC day 2s, which is the day right after FOMC, is a little bit of a reversal. So the question is, do we see that reversal coming in? Do we see a continuation of the sell-off that we saw today? And where does the market go on to? And that's why we're here. We're here to take a look at all the possible trades for us to be in tomorrow, all the trades that we executed today, and how can we execute them better the next time the opportunities do show up, and how to keep that sweet dollar in our pocket. So welcome. Let's get started. Settle in if you haven't already. I do see Dan Duval, #1 in the chat, the first in the chat. Prayer up, player. Yeah, sir. You gotta pray for the soft landing, because it wasn't as soft today. That's for sure. It wasn't that soft today. The landing was Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. What was that captain's name? It wasn't Captain Sully, was it? I think it was Captain Sully. Captain Sullenberger? Was it Captain Sully? Captain Sullenberger? Yeah, so Mayday, Mayday. Plane's going down. We're going to have to land it in the Hudson River. So watch out for the soft landing that we've been waiting for. It looks a little scary at the moment. All right. So why don't we start off with what we usually start off our stream over here with, which is our trades on the day. Let's my first tab over here is actually KYVO. It's the IPO that came out around, I believe, pretty late, 12:30 or so. I was not even at my chair when the stock actually opened and started trading. I was outside getting a quick little sun break. So I missed the most of the starting trades over here, I guess, the breakdown moves that I probably would have liked to be in, or even the short somewhere around here, but that that looked like you had no chance of really taking any trades over there. So later on, eventually I do start taking some small shots, take a short over here, take a short over here. Both of these lose. Take a short over here. I think I'm in a monster position, and now add to this position over here, I get stopped out at break even, sadly, on this trade. Later on, I take the breakdown of kind of this area. There was a lot of buying actually coming in around this 35, iceberg buying coming in, hidden buyers, and then hidden sellers over here. So there was a battle taking place later on. Obviously, the selling power took over and smashed the buying out completely. So I was able to get short on the re-entry. I gave the stock a little bit time to trade. I saw that we were really struggling to even stay above this 50-60 area. I would have loved to short closer to 35, but we were not able to really push up there. So able to take some size where I got offered liquidity, and then pushed it to the downside, taking some nice outs on the move down. And then this is where I get stopped out on the way back out as we kind of cleared this consolidation high. I was hoping that we don't clear that high, but we do clear that high, and then I get stopped out for profits on my last few shares. I get back into another short, and then that's a pretty much turning the stock from a small winner over here to a nice little big winner over here. These share sizes were small. Over here is where we actually sized up later on in the day. So the wins and the share sizes on these trades made up for all the pop shots, the test fields that we were taking. This one was actually a full size trade, and it's good that we took the flat exit, because that kind of saved us from possibly losing more on that trade. So we took the flat exit, did not want to lose more than I was willing to risk on this position. So KYWO, I think that the stock was very thin. It was very thin. We didn't really see much liquidity take place. It wasn't like an ARM IPO or a Coinbase IPO or even a car IPO. It moved around quite a bit. It gave you some chances to short the pops and so on. And I had some fun. Thankfully, it was in the positive day for me on. I was in the positive side on KYWO. So that's 3 IPOs in 3 days. Well, not 3 days. 3 IPOs back-to-back weeks that we've traded on the IPO day and made money on every single IPO. So shout out to IPOs over there. We have fun with those trades a lot. The next trade, actually my first trade on the day, Pinterest. Pinterest, we were talking about it last night on stream. We were talking about it, the possible move to the long side, if there is more extension, if the stock gaps up, if there's volume behind it. We even had some levels mapped out, but the stock wasn't really near any of the levels that I had my eye on. Kind of was looking at the box over here, obviously, but the stock was trading around these ranges in pre-market. So I figured I'll give the 28 area a try. I'll give the 28 area a try just because how the stock is traded around these ranges. Maybe it has that oomph, that power, that R-vol to push up to 29. I'll take that try at 28. But then if it doesn't work, then I have a clear short at that point. I have a clear short to the downside. So we try that long twice, actually. We give it 2 tries. We get long, it pushes all the way down in that same 1 minute candle, monster candle over there. Where was that? That was a long at 28.10, and then we get stopped out at 27.80. So pretty bad volatility, I guess, on that move over there. We kind of get trapped up into that position. Later on, we try again, and then we get stopped out. We do notice that the stock is struggling to get above 28. If you're reading the tape, if you're watching the stock gets above 28, instantly gets stuffed back down. It gets up to 28.10, instantly gets stuffed back down. It's struggling to hold 28. So I say, if the long is wrong, get the hell short. So I punch out my position. I flip short on that trade, giving the risk up to the high a day. That risk never really comes in and pushes down. I honestly get a little bit shaken out over here. I kind of felt like the stock would give you a insane 10R 15R kind of move based on the risk, but it wasn't 15R for me at all, or even 10R, probably like a 3R 4R win if I capture the whole move. And I thought I could have had that, but the way Pins was trading, the strength that it had yesterday, the strength that it had off the open, I just wanted to take my outs, turn the stock from a negative stock. It was the most negative stock on the day for me with right off the open too. So I just wanted to take that win, turn the stock into a flat trade, move on from it. I didn't have the read on pins off the open, didn't want to keep gambling on it, but I guess I had the right read later on. I flipped it to a short. I studied the tape. I read the tape. I saw the signals, and I understood the signals, and I played the signals. At that point, I should just be trailing my stops. When I have such a decent entry on that position, I should be just trailing the stops. My emotions obviously kicked in. I traded P&L. Very, very poor exit, poor management of trade, even though I'm able to spot the right trade. I'm able to spot the right trade after being on the wrong trade first, but pretty poor poor trade management overall. And hence the stock is only flat on the day for us instead of being a monster winner to the downside. Now, let's go to the next stock, ARM. Why is this stock looking like that? Okay, let's go to ARM. So ARM is the day 3, day 4 IPO now. Day 3, day 4 IPO. So once again, back in play. The levels that we wanted weren't really in play, sadly. We were looking for that 55, 58 areas. Those levels did not come into play. So I let ARM trade around all day. Pretty much traded it like around 10:30 or so, right? So let ARM trade around all day. It pushed down. Did not want to take any even dollar break because the liquidity wasn't really there. There wasn't even size on 53 for me to take the breakout off of, but it gave you a move eventually. But it was a pretty much a trap move. It kind of screwed you over on that break. Later on though, the stock does manage to pull back to VWAP. I have a bunch of other signals like anchored VWAPs from different points from IPO date, from a high volume node or so on, and including all those factors, I was able to get in short on the curl down over here and pretty much capture the moves to the downside. Nice little short, quick little scalp. It could have been a bigger trade maybe if I got back in and traded it properly and gave you another shot at that level later on in the day. Looks like this 54 area has an absolute seller coming in, right? So we like to possibly now look for selling at 54. We are waiting for the stock to go to that IPO price of 48 to 51, if I remember correctly. Can someone actually, we can correct ourselves if we are wrong, because I think I posted the picture on our Discord server. So Discord server, market prep, IPO calendar. I did. Oh, I didn't. No. Well, I think on my other servers, somebody might have posted it. Let me go check that one. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Is that it? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so 47 to 51. Here, I'll just open it for you guys. $47 to $51 is the expected IPO price range. So if I do see big buyers, if I want to see big buyers and see the stock really give me a crazy bounce, an insane risk to reward, I want to see that 51.47 area come into play. And the stock was only $1 away from it today, I guess, $42 being the low of the ranges. So we are still trickling down there. That swing trade idea, short the IPO, have fun. That's pretty much the idea over there. So swing trade idea still playing out to the downside and giving us a nice little scalp on the intraday. We had fun with ARM 100%, and we will continue to have fun with ARM. GIS. We talked about this one too. We talked about this one last night. GIS in regards to earnings play. If the stock does come out with earnings and pushes down to the lower end of the ranges or the higher end of the ranges, we want to play that position at that point. So that's exactly what we did. We waited for the stock to go down. I tried near 65 first. I give it the lower day risk. I get slipped down. I said, you know what? I'm okay with it. Later on, we let the stock actually push down to the 52-week low of 64.70. It actually pushes down to what, 64.50 or so. Notice how, yeah, 64.53. Notice how I'm not now blindly just throwing an order at the 52-week low. I let the stock trade around a little bit. I let it go down. I let it come back up. I let it come back down. Show me either you burning these stops and going down more on positive earnings report and on a positive guidance, showing me that it really didn't matter and you wanted to go down, be down a whole percent on the day or more. Or show me a lower high and start trickling back up to the north side. So it did show me a lower high. I took my entries over there, able to start taking some outs to the north side. The shitty part is when I have such a good entry, my exits are so poor. It was a positive trade for me. It wasn't such a as positive as I wanted to be after having done the research, after having done, after having the patience, after even being on the right side of the V. It doesn't make sense for me to take profits so quickly. I could have also added on every single drop to the downside where it keeps giving you a higher low and a higher high would be all your pop outs, and the risk to reward on that trade at that point, you're in at 64.60, 64.70s, your exits are at 64.50s, you're risking 10, 15, 20 cents for a possible move of a whole dollar back to the north side or more. Like what, more than a dollar? You're getting $1.50 to the north side for risking 10, 15, 20 cents. So when you have such a good position on board, you want to maximize it. Didn't do this today. Once again, I think emotions might have come into play over here because I was losing on what was that stock I was losing on? Pinterest. I was losing on Pinterest. The stock didn't really have volume off the open. It was getting sold off the open with the earnings report. So all things considered, I just did not like you're hearing audio crackles. Oh, I don't like that one. Let me restart my audio engine. How about now? Did that fix it? Hopefully that fixed it. Let me know if not. But GIS, man, at the end of the day, when we did the research, we did all things right. We just, trade management is so poor on today's trades. Thankfully, we are green on the day, but the trade management was so poor. CART day 2 IPO. So CART day 2 IPO, we take that 32 break. We're out. We try to get back in with tight risk. We get stopped out. Done with the trade. Trade 1 end. Trade 2. Short at the higher end of the ranges. Add on the way down. Exit. Don't exit over here because I'm a greedy bastard. Because I want a bigger move to the downside. But this is where my stop in profit should have been. Instead, my stop in profit is exactly where my last stop in profit was. So I take that exit and I'm out of this trade now. Let that stock move around because we don't want to be trapped up in shorting it again over here in the same prices as we have seen a higher low come in. So we did the right thing on that call. We did not short it this time. We let the stock trade. We see another higher low come in with the consolidation period, and we are seeing the buying and the velocity of how quickly the stock goes up, but how slowly the stock trickles down. That gave us an indication to get long on the 33 break. I think 33 also had some size on the offer. So as soon as the 33 breaks, we took that long. We got out for a quick little 50-cent scalp. It comes back down, stops us out. We're done with CART for the day. I think that right there, when it does this instant pop, instant drop, you let it trade for a little bit. It shows you a lower low, pops back up, and kind of gives you the same shorts that you've been trading before. That could have been maybe a re-entry on the downside over here, or even in these prices. You could have kind of got back in these prices again. A lot of hindsight trading at that moment, but at that moment I wasn't really interested in taking any more trades on CART. I had a winning day. We won on the shorts. We won on the longs. We had a 100% win rate on the stock. I just wanted to move on with that win and go look for other opportunities. And I think I also actually cut that trade just before FOMC, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was a different one. I want to talk about SPY and QQQ a little bit later because are these both SPY? Oh, okay, no, that's yeah, okay. I want to talk about SPY and QQQ at the end because those were the FOMC trades. One of my best trades I think I've ever executed. Audio is good for you. Awesome. Thank you, Twain. Dan Duval, man. You had me worried. SQ, man, I don't think I could have ever traded a stock better than this. And that's a lie. Obviously, you can always trade better. You can. I could have traded this stock specifically way better. Square. Where's actually my NIO chart? How come my NIO chart's not here? I traded NIO today, I think. Did I? No, I didn't. Did I? Hold up. Did I trade NIO today, chat? Let me go check my journal. Notion. Did I trade NIO today? I didn't? I thought I did. Okay, I didn't trade NIO today. Okay, but Square. Square we outlined this trade for you guys last night, like every other trade that we traded today, pretty much. There was a big trade that we did miss that we outlined last night. That was a long off of that $30 on DKNG, and look how beautiful that long was. Insane rally up to 31.50, right up to yesterday's high. Not yesterday, sorry, the Monday's high. Is that Monday? Yeah, Monday's high. Rejection, pulling it back right back to $30. We might just see a trade off of 30 tomorrow again, short off of 30 or a long off of 30 if there is volume in RVol in DKNG. I would love to be in it, but Square is what we were talking about right now. Square was that yesterday's low of 49.30, 49.50. Going back through that level for a possible continuation for the weakness that the stock had on the catalyst that Jack Dorsey will come back to being a CEO, and their current CEO will no longer be in that position. All right. No longer be in that position. So based on that catalyst alone, maybe there is more selling to come into play. Investors might not like Jack Dorsey. They might look for an exit. So we are looking for that entry. We let the stock trade around a little bit. Ignore these trend lines. I was just looking for reasons to get out of my trade or add to my position. So ignore those trend lines. Let's show you the trade. So we wait for the stock to trade around. It actually breaks that low. You can see that 49.40 area is kind of coming into play. So I take that day's low break. I add into that 49.30 area, which was the previous day's low. And then we take nice exits to the downside. I let the stock trickle back up. And then on the move back down, as soon as I see volume kind of come in and the tape getting aggressive, I'm adding to my position. Exit, 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 exit. I'm out of the trade completely. Ways to kind of improve on this trade. I guess the way I added over here, I could have basically added all the way down on every pop and taken profits, till the end of the day, because the stock goes much, much lower. Eventually, though, we do see a little bit of stalling coming in around this area. We closed our long as the stock, shows us. I don't know what this is. This is the middle of the Bollinger Band. I'm guessing it's some sort of SMA, maybe a 9 SMA or something. But the middle of the Bollinger Band line is we've been rejecting it for how long? Like, come on, from 10 o'clock till 11 o'clock. So for an hour, we've just been rejecting that middle of the Bollinger Band. Someone's just been selling every time we get there. Eventually, we get back above that Bollinger Band. So I say, hey, I'm taking my exit. I'm full out of that trade. So good little short for me on the day. Later on, we try a quick little long at the low of day. That gets stopped out. We try another long. That ends up being a winner. And we are done with this trade because over here, once again, I'm seeing the stock now change characteristics. Previously, it was trading on the lower end of the Bollinger Band, and over here we start trading on the higher end of the Bollinger Band. So I think maybe we have a room to VWAP, but actually it moves back down over here. So don't look the characteristics. I made the right read. I get out of that trade and did not even have to read the tape, did not have to do anything on this long over here, just purely played chart and played candlesticks and stuff. So pretty easy long in my opinion, and did not even have to risk on that too much. So Square, monster trade for us today. The FOMC trades, ladies and gentlemen, coming in right now, as you guys can see right there, 14, aka 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are looking for shorts pretty much around yesterday's lows. So we take some shorts around yesterday's lows on SPY on the move down. We take some profits. Later on, I actually flip long, add to my long over here. I get stopped out. I think this one was a flat trade overall. Then after those trades on the SPY, I also take a trade on the QQQ pretty much around the yesterday's low break. So yesterday's low, scalp, and then because I'm long the SPY, I it would kind of be idiotic to be long SPY, short QQQ. So I closed my QQQ position and I was kind of trading the SPY long. That one I get burnt on. Later on, I come back to around 2:30. Looking for the longs again, and here I basically give back my whole day. Very, very poor trading. Not sure what the hell I was doing in this whole range. It was just crazy to me what I was doing. Then I slapped myself in the face. What am I doing? What the hell's wrong with you? You just gave back your whole day. You spent all day working so hard, scalping pennies and pennies. making money, and then you just gave it back for no reason, fighting things that you have no clue about. So I stepped away from the computer, took a break, came back later on, let the market do its nonsense, and then once Papa Powell was done, I was like, okay, where are the trades? What is happening? So I tried the low day break with the tight stop. That one gets stopped out. I'm okay with it. I come back to yesterday's low break again. So yesterday's low break, take that blind entry. I should have possibly added on the pops over here at the same entry. Wasn't thinking about it at that point because obviously I turned my whole day from positive to negative already. So at this point, I'm just, thinking about being passive. Let's just take the easy trades. Let's just take the clean setups. So I take the trade. I should have honestly added. Don't add over here. Instead, I add on the breakdown. Fuck up my average as always. So I ruined my average over there, but thankfully the stock market does want to go down drastically. We take the first out, second out, we add again, and we are out over here because we got a little scared and shaken out, but the market does manage to drop much more later on. And that pretty much is the end of how we traded FOMC. As you guys can see, we don't really touch the Qs later, but that short at SPYs over here, this short on SPYs basically gives back our whole day to us and turns SPY into our number one trade on the day and square into second. So this short alone turns our whole day back into positive and back into exactly where we were on the day too. So monster short that bagged into our thing after a lot of ridiculous and stupid trading that we executed to start off the 230 drive with. So insane trades. Hopefully you guys had a pretty green day, pretty clean day, some pocket, some money to put in your pocket type of day. If you did not, let me know what you traded. Maybe we could look at your trades, kind of peer review each other, right? That's kind of something that I would love to do too. If you guys want to start posting your trades in the Discord server, we do have a trade that we could review today. So where is trade recaps? There it is. So we're gonna go to trade recaps and we're going to pull up this guy's chart. This is Blind Jedi. So look, he actually traded before the FOMC, just not too many contracts, not too much trading, but he pulled off his trade at the end of the day no matter what. He trades futures. He got short right around over here at 15,415 and covered over here and covered the last one in the low of these ranges. Basically played his levels. He has a R2, I guess, pivot point R2, pivot point R1, and then pivot point right here. He has his own levels mapped out also, and based on his levels, based on his reads, he pulled off a beautiful short. Look at that. He also probably waited for the curl, ended up on the right side of the V. The stop is probably up over here. He's short 14.15. His stop 14.21, 15.415, 15.420, a 5-point stop for a 10 point, 30 point drop to the downside that he's covering in. So the risk to rewards just speaks for itself. Shout out to Blind Jedi, ladies and gentlemen. Our number one futures trader. Wait, I'm not even showing you the chart. Our number one futures trader on the Discord server. So we love seeing that. We have a couple other reviews over here posted by other traders, but these are pretty old reviews. So we'll leave that alone for next time. Now that we have done our trade review and we kind of did an extra trade review that wasn't planned, let's go look for actual trades tomorrow that we can partake in and maybe make some moolah. What's going on with this price point over here? Just gonna mark out that price for myself. Pretty interested in that after hour low, the day's low, and the new 52-week low, basically, right? The new 52-week low. Whatever happens with this price now will dictate. Ooh, okay. Is that COVID lows? $34. Okay, I like it. $34 COVID lows, or that 42, which is, what month is that? That is April 2020. Yeah, basically COVID month. March, April, but that looks like something to possibly keep an eye out for. Also, what was that price again? That was around 42, 41.50. Currently though, we are looking for this 47, the 49.50, the 50, the 52. So a bunch of levels over here to look out for on Square. It did not trigger SSR. And I don't think it was SSR yesterday either, or the day before that. So there could be more downside over here, man. It's only down 4% on the day. And it did not even trade its full ATR, I think. Oh, no, it did. I was waiting for the stock to trade its full ATR, and it didn't. That's why I took the profits, and then I flipped long. But if I just waited for the stock to trade its full ATR, it not only traded one full ATR, it traded more than one ATR, and I would have been able to had a monster short on the day today on Square. So sadly, didn't capture all the move, but still made my money, baby. Made my guap, made my moolah, and then boy, were we right on that call out. Shout out to anybody who actually took that trade. I'm actually so happy it pulled out that way. Sorry, TraderPrad just came in and just noticed thoughts on SSR bounce on car IPO price defend. Was it SSR today? Yeah, it triggered SSR by breaking that 30 area, and 30 is also the IPO price if I remember accurately. Let me quickly once again go to my Discord server, pull up this picture. No, 26 to 28 was the price for IPO, but they did close at 30. The pre-round funding closed at $30. I know that for a fact. Let's go over here. Yeah, look at that. The pre-round price closed at 30. This one's closed at 51. Where did KYVO? It closed at 30. So those are the prices that I will be looking out for. Will the stock go back to 30 and show buyers? Is there the underwriter holding the stock up over here? Are the investors holding the stock up over here? So a lot of questions. I did see some article about Apurva Mehta, who's the founder of this company, recently on the IPO, I guess, exited a pretty good chunk of this position. I think 25 million shares or so, and I'm sure other investors who are not, in the lockup period, probably exited their shares too. That's why you're seeing this big sell-off incoming. This is why you never buy stocks on day one of an IPO. But tomorrow, as a day trade, with this stock triggering the SSR mechanic, yeah, there could be some trades off of it, and we also expect this $30 price to show us some buying coming in on CART. So just gotta patiently watch. We can't just predict stuff. We have to let the stock play out, see what happens. I did try to look for a possible long on that 30 today. I did not find a long on it. It was way too close to the close of the day for me to even think about taking some real size on this trade, and it did not give you any pops. What, 20-cent pop for a possible 30-cent risk? Because anytime the stock breaks an even dollar, the spread just opens up nasty. So did not even look for it, and thankfully the stock did, it broke $29.96 by $30 by 4 pennies and popped right back up, and I stayed away from it. I would have been trapped on the shorts. So tomorrow I will be looking for the longs. Yes, the $30 area is very important. There was some size on the bids today, but that size got smashed pretty easily. I can't predict the future. Same thing goes for ARM. We're waiting for that $51 price. We talked about this earlier today. That $51 price for ARM, and also the 51 for, what's the other stock that we were looking for? KYVO. Not 51, sorry. $30 price for this stock also is what we're looking for. Possible bounces to come into. We did almost pushed all the way down to 30 today, but we didn't really test 30. So we're gonna be waiting for this stock to show some possible rejections of 30, some possible longs off of 30. Whatever trade it is, got to be ready to take part in those plays. Quickly just going to put some levels down over here that I might be interested in for tomorrow. Nah, I'm not really interested in that level right there, but I'll be interested in that level right there. So we'll watch out for this 30, 30, 50, 33.50, and a bunch of other levels to the upside over here, as the stock clearly had some serious selling coming in. No, not sure what this company does. I tried to look up. I think it's basically a competitor for MailChimp. They help you send emails if you're a company. I guess like those watch lists that Trader TV Live sends out, kind of those watch lists that goes to your email get sent out by companies like Klaviyo. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but MailChimp is basically does the same thing. So a pretty easy company, and by me saying that it's an easy company, meaning there is no barrier to entry in this field. Anyone can easily make a company that, or hire some coders that can make a software that does this, and make it happen. So I don't see why these guys are deserving to be hyped up. I don't see the hype behind it. I'm not buying the hype, so obviously I'm looking for the shorts on this bad boy. I keep hearing ding noises. I thought it was like something on Discord messaging DMs or something, but no, we're good. Oh, never mind. It hit 29.96. Wow, must have been quick. Yeah, it did hit 29.96, and I was watching it, but there was no trade to be had over there at the end of the day. Pretty sure anything under 30 is after hours on my platform. Anyways, says 30. Oh, yeah, you read that afterwards, right? All right, so IPOs obviously very fun. I think IPO season is sadly coming right to an end once again. No big IPOs coming up for the next few days. If you want to trade these no-name IPOs, be my guest. But trust me, I am not bothering with those IPOs. Just not bothering with those IPOs. Now let's take a look at some of the large cap stocks, as they did obviously sell off with the rest of the market today. Apple going back almost back to 175 over here. Microsoft also pushing down to 320. I didn't see that number. I'm never going to financially recover from this. My portfolios are getting lit up, boys. I love it. My portfolios are absolutely on fire right now. Down goes Prad's money. Down goes Prad's portfolio. Don't care about that trend line. Oh man, what a sad story over here on the market currently. FOMC just absolutely destroying all portfolios, all bulls, all longs. Apple down 2% on the day, Microsoft 2%, Google 3%, AMD 1.25%, Amazon only 1.7%, which was actually a lot weaker yesterday. That's surprising to me, but yeah, Amazon dropping back to the downside over here. Everything basically selling off. Intel with a monster move back down on the day 2 of their event, along with the FOMC move. Holy, Intel got absolutely slapped today. So yeah, stocks clearly sold off, to say the least, right? Stocks clearly sold off, to say the least. The question is, do we see any sort of a bounce or any sort of rally tomorrow? And that's what I will be hoping for. Usually on the FOMC day 2, there is some sort of a reversal, and gives you good opposite trades on the next day. But I'm not going to war if those longs and those bulls are not showing up. If the market's scared, if investors are scared, they don't want to be buying positions at so damn near all-time highs on the QQQ with high inflation, with high interest rates. I understand. So I'm not going to step in the way of that battle. I'm actually going to join them and ride it to the downside. So we'll look for shorts on all of these large cap stocks. We have levels. If you don't have levels on large caps already, I don't think you're trading anymore. You're just, gambling at that point. So I'm sure all of you have levels on all of these large caps. Your level's probably different than my levels. But have your levels, map out your trades, and tomorrow I think will be the day to kind of put some risk on. All of these days from Monday till today, it was basically a no risk day. We had IPOs where we were able to put risk on the table, and today was a obvious risk on the table type of day when the trades showed up at 2 o'clock. But until then, it was basically kind of a no risk day. And tomorrow I think it will be a risk on day for sure, and Friday might be another big risk on day. last Thursday or last Wednesday, I said that we expect Thursdays to be a red day, and last Thursday actually ended up being a green day on the market, and Friday ended up being a free fall Friday. But tomorrow, do we continue on that Thursday sell-off kind of trend that we've been having recently, or does Thursday again for the second week in a row get a bounce on the market, and then Friday coming in being that free fall Friday that we always love looking forward for? So watching out for all of these moves over here on the market. Just ready for whatever. I no longer just blindly get into positions unless it's like a slow moving stock. That was something we used to do a lot in our first 3 years of trading. But we are learning new things. We are now learning to be patient. We are getting better as a trader, and it's patience is thanks for that one. Actually, my manager is thanks for that one. My manager has been teaching me a lot of new things, so shout out to that. I do have a couple stocks that I want to talk about with more emphasis than the large caps, which will be Carvana. We were talking about that 46 area Carvana 46K was a monster long on this day, which I traded pretty poorly, but the monster long on that day. Today we forgot about Carvana completely. We did not have it on our watch list. We ignored it. It moves to that 46. We have no alert set up, and we miss out on probably one of the cleanest trades on the day that shows up at what, 250-ish. Carvana breaks that 46 off of the FOMC catalyst when the market's breaking down, never really looks back up, and just plummets. $3 move for a 50-cent risk. Come on. What's the math behind that? 20R trade. You guys have seen this picture multiple times. A 20R trade. You can do the numbers right there, right? You do 2 trades that are possible 20R ratios. Even with the 50% win rate on a 20R, you are making a shit ton of money on that trade, right? So we missed probably one of the best trades on the day today. We were too busy with looking at SPY and QQQ and other stocks. That hurt. But tomorrow we'll be watching this one for a possible bounce back up. I don't think it triggered SSR. Yeah, it didn't trigger SSR as we did close pretty much at the low of days. We kind of are right back into the next support zones. This 43 area, 4271 is the 50 period EMA on the daily chart. So possible bounce coming in, but I wouldn't be surprised for the stock to start trickling back again lower into the $36 ranges. So be careful if you are looking for those longs on Carvana. Before I go to the next stock, actually the next stock is only available for me to show you on TradingView, I believe. Unless, can I use this? Oh, I can. No way. No way. No way. All right, yes way. Okay, let's go to the 5-minute chart. Last night, we were talking about how we want to anchor the VWAP at that point in the day for NIO. We didn't trade NIO today, but this is where I thought I traded NIO. If you anchor the VWAP at the low of this range where most of the volume transacted on the day for NIO, what in the hell is this? Can I get the settings for this? Okay, there we go. If I anchor the VWAP off that price, you see how like buying basically comes in above that price again and again and again? So that is what I was trying to... I'm surprised TradingView lets you do this for free. So you can kind of see how the buying... Why does that not go on the right point? I want you to go over here, bud. Thank you. So you can see how the buying kind of like comes in at the low of that VWAP. If you're trading off of today's VWAP, yeah, it trades under that VWAP. But overall, if whatever happened on this action over here, a lot of selling took place. But for a lot of selling to take place, a lot of buying needs to take place. You're not just selling into the shadow realm to nobody. You're selling to somebody who's buying. For something to get sold, something has to get bought, or someone has to buy for someone to get sold. So whoever was buying in those prices, with the amount of volume that transacted in the 5-minute, 3-minute candle for that low over there, was substantial. So I wanted to look for that, and if you did wait for that price point, I mean, it gave you multiple times to get long off of that price, or the main trade, in my opinion, was honestly only shorts for NIO today, and you just had to short that $9 re-entry to the downside. I just sat there and watched the whole tape. I didn't do anything but watch NIO. I was too scared to trade the stock, I think, based on what happened yesterday. I traded it so poorly yesterday, I didn't want to touch it today. I just wanted to sit back and watch what happens, and we learned a lot. We saw the selling coming in. We saw the buying the whole day. The way the stock moved to the north side was insane. And then we saw the selling coming in, back in. I mean, look, 122 million shares today, 200 million shares yesterday. Lots of liquidity for us to take part in. So it was just sad to not be in it. I'm even clenching my fist right now, thinking about how I missed out the opportunities over here. But shout out to NIO, man. Now we have a level to keep an eye out for. If this buyer stops buying, then this VWAP should start failing. And that point, the shorts are really in my opinion. So this buyer over here stops buying, or other buyers who are relying on this buyer stops buying along with them, then I'm looking for more shorts. Until then, possibly looking for more longs. I'm going to leave that anchored VWAP on. That's actually pretty cool. I did not know TradingView lets you do anchored VWAPs on your chart. So guys, there you go. Now you might be able to do that yourself. Hey Prad, can you cover some levels on the ES? 100%. I don't really trade the futures. That's not ES. I don't really trade the futures, but I would love to take a look at it for you. I'm actually going to do us all a favor and nuke all my levels over here on the ES right now. Yeah, let's do it. Nuke them? Yeah, let's nuke them. Nuke them! Nuke all the levels we have on the ES and start looking for some new areas for us to, kind of take part in. All right, now we have levels for the most recent areas where the futures have been trading in for the S&P 500. Okay, if I want to anchor the VWAP for the S&P 500, I would first do the year-to-date one. The year-to-date lows, that's showing you possible supports at 41.35, right? As you guys can see, the buying has constantly been pretty much above the VWAP. VWAP basically showing you where the best price kind of is for this chart at the moment, based on volume and so on. But it's obviously being anchored from the year-to-date low. So we want to see how it's been trading since then. Now, if we were to put in another anchor point from the year-to-date high or the recent highs over here, that one's showing you kind of resistances right around over here where we played around today or yesterday and we rejected 44.94.50. So that's showing you resistance around there. Okay, I like that. Now we can put another one, I guess, from this recent lows to see. Ooh, we're already past that level too. Ooh, this is scary. Looks like there's more downside over here on the futures, honestly. We're just breaking all kind of VWAPs, and there's actually no buyers anywhere at this point. That's kind of scary. Real quick though, look at that triple bottom that we're currently at on the S&P 500 futures. What is that price point? That's 44.33. 44.33 price point, basically a triple bottom. You can even add these lows over here. Look at these tail bottoms on these days over here on the S&P 500 futures. So it looks like there's some sort of a clear level over here. Now the question is the buyer there still, or is the seller now showing up and the buyers are, you know, waiting at lower prices? So you might want to keep your eyes peeled and open for what happens around that level for a possible bigger move to the downside on the futures. Currently though, at any anchored VWAP point that I have put down so far, we are through those levels. Not looking good. The year-to-date low and the year-to-date high anchored VWAPs are basically showing there could be more room to the downside on S&P 500 futures at the moment. Obviously, there's a lot more than just technical analysis for the futures. There's the economic data, there's CPI, there's PPI, there's Papa Powell coming in and talking about random things on the day. So you might want to be careful. Don't just purely trade technicals. Watch the tape, study the tape. Let's wait to see how the overnight sessions plays out for the S&P 500 futures. Obviously, my charts over here, since I don't pay for TradingView, are delayed by, yeah, I thought 15. Ooh, now it's 25 minutes. Yikes. So now it's 25-minute delay. Used to be 15-minute delay. Thanks, TradingView. But based on however the overnight session plays out for the futures, we'll have to kind of be patient and then go, you know, trade off of that. Looks like so far we are trickling to the downside. Lower lows, lower highs. We are straight going to the downside in the after hours. Market does not want to stay green, I guess. We'll wait for China. What does China come out with on their side? Sorry, TraderPrad. Already read that. TraderPrad, isn't it expected though? Week, month plus not liking FOMC. I forget what it was we're talking about, Momo, but if you can remind me, maybe I'll come back to that. Mr. Ben, what's up, Ben? How you doing, brother? TraderPrad, to me, all the levels I see are bounce zones except Tesla. Then you take the bounce longs. You know, whatever it is, whatever your trades are, you take them. If you have a setup, that's all you need at the end of the day. Have a plan, make a plan, and then trade the plan. The second you start deviating from the plan is where you start getting beat up. We gave you the plan for Square yesterday, and we executed it picture perfectly. Hopefully you guys did too. There'll be other trade plans that we're talking about today, such as that DraftKings 30, where we planned it out, but we kind of forgot about it, sadly. We forgot about this trade, and we did not execute it. But tomorrow, we won't forget about it because it is in our notes. It is in our watch list. We will be keeping an eye out on it. And we won't miss out the trade tomorrow, right? Miss me once, fool me once type of situation over here. But yeah, no shame on me. You know, I'm not gonna get fooled more than once. So we'll see what happens over here to the downside. Catch that move possibly on DKNG. Your goal is to make a plan, and then your job is to trade the plan. Trade the plan. Referring to the market in general going down. Isn't this expected though? Week, month plus not liking FOMC. I think FOMC, everything came in line from what I was doing my research. Where did my slipper go? My flip-flop. Everything was pretty much in line. So I'm pretty surprised as to the move on the market over here to the downside, the way it rallied to the downside. But I guess, your job is not to be predicting the future. I'm a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. And my job is to just play the moves that are being offered by the damn market. I don't care if it's to the upside. I don't care if it's to the downside. My job is to trade the move, to make the money, put it in my pocket. So based on that, I can't say anything. I thought it was going to go up. It didn't. I traded the downside. I had fun. I didn't like higher rates for longer. I mean, I liked it. I liked it. What would you rather like, market? Would you rather like higher rates going higher and then getting told that, hey, the inflation is not going down still, and then being told we need to keep a new higher rate higher. They're basically telling you that they're going to pause the rate hike, make one more rate hike in the near future, and possibly hold that rate hike a little bit longer so inflation can beat itself and pause. Inflation can get beaten. At the end of the day, I liked everything that was said. Market did not, and that's what matters. Market did not, and that's the only thing that matters. Hello, and trades were being offered to the downside. We will obviously look for the shorts again and again and again, as we are the short sniper. That's a reference to yesterday's stream and the shorts that we had on board yesterday. Some other big levels that I was watching yesterday. CCL 15. It did break today, and then later on in the day, it did not actually break, off the open or so. It came in at the 2 o'clock move, so we missed that move. That 15, we were talking about how we want to be part of that trade. So if this stock by any reason moves back above 15 or even 215, possible shorts off of that. Li Auto. This one's still in the damn range? That's crazy. Okay, Li Auto, congratulations to you. We were talking about Riot and Mara. Bitcoin and them obviously moving back down. Bitcoin pushing back down on the... Bitcoin didn't really do too much. I thought Bitcoin would push down on the FOMC catalyst, but didn't really do too much over there. But the RIOT and Mara obviously moving with the rest of the market right back into the lower end of these ranges. RIOT at that $10 area. MARA at this $9.12 to $9 area. So we'll be watching for those prices again as it does push down to these prices. Affirm pushing right back into the low of these ranges. Okay, that's actually not bad. I mean, look how many days we kind of topped up over here and then pushed back down, and then we popped up, and now we're kind of holding the lows. So if we do push to 22.45 on Affirm, I might be interested to see what happens on the stock. Maybe we get a possible dip by long or even a short through that level to the downside. The stock has been making pretty insane rallies recently after having 2 positive earnings reports. Obviously, they're partnered with Amazon, so that kind of helping them out make more money these days. Previously, their only partner was Peloton. Yeah, buddy. This stock sucks. This company sucks. Their product sucks. Delist already, dude. Just go ahead and delist already. Peloton, big fail over there. Kind of almost killed Affirm with it and pushed a big time to the downside. And now Affirm, somewhat of a rescue coming in over here. Let's see how much of a rescue can it have. Does it hold up at this 22.45 area eventually at some point tomorrow? GIS, I think no real trade on it. Let's actually go back over here. I won't say that. You know what? We'll put it on there, but there might not be volume tomorrow. That's the sad part. There might not be volume tomorrow, but we'll put it on our watch list. If that 67 area comes into play, we might just want to keep our eye on it for a possible breakout. It had a good earnings report. It sadly pushed down on the way the market was moving down and almost stayed red on the day. It did end red on the day, but it was down about 1% on positive earnings and positive guidance. Eventually did pop back up. We had the long over there. You guys saw the trades. So if we do push back down over here, I might want to look for another long. And if we do push up north, I might want to look for a long breakout through there. FDX had earnings today after hours. Today? Yesterday? No, today. Yes, today after hours. So now we actually get to bring in a sponsor that I'm very proud of. I almost said FDX. Benzinga, thank you for sponsoring the stream, Benzinga. If you want to learn more about Benzinga or use their platform, get the free trial down below. Click on the link below in the description for Benzinga. Get the free trial, and you can see how quick they are with their news. You get to see all the information about the market ASAP. So here's the market news coming out for FDX earnings report. Looks like EPS, hopefully you guys can see it, EPS 455 compared to 374 estimate, but revenue did miss a little bit. 21.8 billion expected. They came in with 21.7 billion, so it looks like they lost about $100 million or missed by 141. What They miss about $100 million. Okay. Wait, where'd the number go? And where's the guidance? So full year guidance 17 to 18 compared to estimates of 17.5 within range. And do I have a revenue guidance? No. Okay. Repurchase an additional 1.5 billion. Ooh. Okay. Cash on hand as of August is 7.1 billion on hand. How much cash on hand does Apple have again? Like, Apple cash on hand 62.4 billion. These guys have 7 billion. Not bad. Trading higher in the after hours. Damn, that kind of ruined the surprise for me. I want to see the revenue guidance. They're not really giving a revenue guidance, I guess. So that's the end of the Benzinga news page over there. So let's go to FTX. Let's see how the stock moved today. Looks like it had a positive day overall. Somebody knew something. But the earnings report taken it. Whoo-wee! Did we say 270? I was saying 270 yesterday. Yeah, boy. And it actually pushed all the way right up to that area almost. So looks like the stock will be a little fun tomorrow. FTX for sure. Gotta have this one on the watch list. If you're not watching this one, you're gonna miss out. Look at the way it actually holds up in the higher end of the ranges in after hours. Pre-market possibly looking for another run up to the north side and hold up that range a little bit more. We closed at 249.99. No, we closed at 250.52. Where is that? 250, 52, 250, 52. So that move is a 6% move. 6.15% move to the north side off that lows on FDX, ladies and gentlemen. And does the stock have more behind it is the question. 265 is where we're at. We're looking for that 270 high, the 52-week high kind of coming into play. Is that the all-time high? It is not. I think we already knew about that. We looked at that yesterday, kind of forgot it. So we're kind of, oh, there's a possible supports over here, but we're also around these ranges. So I'm just gonna put down a couple lines for myself. Bang bang, skeet skeet. No, I won't worry about putting a line down there. You know what? I'll put a one over here. Nah, because then the stock still did volume on the lower end of the ranges over here that day, though. Yeah, I don't want to put that line there. So right now, we're looking at these ranges over here to the north side. Possible dip buys around 260, 262, 264 areas. We are kind of near 265 at the moment already. That's the area where we're currently at. So possible dip buys around these prices, or even 260 where we had the first curl and then bounce back up to the north side in the after hours on the earnings report. So have to have FTX on your watch list. If you don't, good luck on finding a better trade than FTX tomorrow, either on the upside or the downside. I mean, if the market's selling off and FTX wants to sell off with it, you can have a monster ride, trust me. And if the market's going up and FTX with its catalyst also wants to go up, easy money. Easy money. So I'm for sure excited for this one. I'm just going to put down the prices I just said out loud for myself. 260, 262, 265. And then 270. So these are levels I'll be interested in. NIO, we have lines on the chart. Li Auto, Tesla, blah, 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 blah. BTE, we don't really trade you. I want you off my board. Everything else, car, ARM. Yeah, we already have levels for it. RCL, I don't really see myself trading you. We'll put CCL level still there. Pins we'll have on our watch board. Rivian, Disney. Yeah, so this is pretty much the watch list we want for tomorrow. Some of these levels might have to, I'm being a little lazy with ARM and Carvana. Carvana, actually, we got to put 43 in here for ourselves because the stock did move down to 43 today. So it's, don't be lazy. Just get it done. Do your homework. Where was Rivian at today? Do your damn homework. Rivian's still in the same range, so that's boring. Square did push down to a new 52-week low, which is around 47.52. Hello? So we'll be watching that. And we also had the previous day's low, which was around 49.50. So we'll be also watching any pops into that range for possible shorts off of that area on Square. Ad is not a stock to be on the watch list, but it's basically a barometer that I use to look at the market in order to see how many stocks are going up or how many stocks are going down. So this is basically the stocks that I will be kind of shuffling through tomorrow until some other big stock from some random direction comes in with some catalyst. Then I'll possibly take a look at that trade then. Let's quickly actually go to Disney. Yeah, Disney's still around this 82 area, so it looks like we are still waiting for some actual trading confirmation, trading signal off of that level for us on Disney. So that's pretty much it. Tomorrow on the economic calendar, what do we have? I think we have a little bit, initial jobless claims. So obviously that's something that the market or FOMC committee takes a look at for the battle of inflation. The battle of inflation. It's like I'm calling a war event over here. The battle of inflation, like the battle of Normandy or something. Anyways. Initial jobless claims tomorrow, so we have to watch out for that 8:30 move, possibly dictating the tone for the rest of the day on the market. Market did not like high interest rates. If initial jobless claims comes lower than expected, meaning less people are claiming to be jobless, meaning more people are employed, meaning it's actually bad for the market because more money is in circulation and inflation keeps growing and people keep spending. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But I think that's how it goes. Initial jobless claims. If it comes lower than the forecast, I believe the market should go down. We also have this one over here. What the hell is this? I've never seen a 3-star event like that before. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. So I guess all of these random Philly Fed, I guess, what was the one before? Not Mississippi. Was it Mississippi? Missouri, Mississippi? Some M state was dropping their numbers and the market moved drastically off those numbers on that one day. We never really saw it happen again after that day. So, if any event is indicating that it's a 3-star event, it's probably good to not really be heavily positioned into the market at those times, and just kind of see what happens at those times. So 8:30 we got 2 3-star events. At 10 o'clock we got home sales. So these are for basically anyone who trade home stocks like Lennar. I think recently building permits came out too. What was it? Yesterday building permits came out, and Home Depot and Lennar actually sold off quite a bit off of that catalyst. So still continuing to sell off, and they could possibly sell off more again tomorrow. So possibly that to watch out for you, Home Depot and Lennar type of traders. But this kind of will possibly dictate the move for the market at 8:30, or if it's a nothing burger event, meaning the numbers in line, not a big surprise, then possibly the market just does what it wants to, kind of either reverse FOMC or continue the FOMC sell off. After hour movers, we didn't really get time to take a look at this, but looks like the stocks that moved the most in the after hours didn't really bring in too much volume. UPTD moved 20% to the north side. DTOC moved 15% to the downside. Not much volume coming in, so sadly no big names that I see. Bunch of no-name companies with very, very small market cap. We got AI over here though. C3 AI, 3 billion market cap. Never mind on that one. So it looks like nothing really to put on my watch list over here from this side, other than the stocks that we already have. So let's move on from there. IPO calendar, we talked about it. We're going back to dead IPO calendar period. Last but not least, after today's FOMC event, there should be some changes on the prediction tools. There we go. I think yesterday's prediction tool was a little bit different for the next FOMC event. Now we're kind of, basing in that next rate hike, 29.4% considered probability being factored, calculated. Jesus Christ. Being expected over here. 30% expectation that there will be a rate hike going into the 1st of November FOMC meeting, and a 70% that we will continue to be paused. So we'll just have to wait and see with the more market event information coming out until the next event, which will be on the 1st of November. What day is that? It's got to be a Wednesday, right? It's usually always Wednesday. Yeah. So November 1st. Wednesday. We got quite a bit of a time, almost a month or so till that event. Hooey. TraderPrad, it don't like higher rates. The market It looked like to me you were fighting the tape in a few of your trades. Excuse me, your trades. Shut up, TH. Yeah, you're not wrong. I was fighting the tape on a couple of the trades for sure. Some of the trades, I like to play with fire. Okay? I get burnt a little bit, and then I learn, ow, that hurt. And then I stop fighting the tape afterwards, right? So I need to get that itch out of my system. I always start my day off with a little bit of degen trading and stupidity. And then later on I go, oh, that hurt. Let's not do that stupid shit again. And let's look for the right ways to trade. And then I clean it up later on in the day. I have been doing it for the last 2 weeks now. Now that I've kind of gotten back into trading, have been trading for the last 2 weeks. And trust me, I feel like my trading has gotten a lot better. My PNL has been showing me that. Now the goal is to just size up. I've already sized up a little bit from last week. So this week is going pretty great. Next week we'll size up more from this week and just continue. Just keep continuing the gradual growth. Grow by 1% on every single scale. Let it be tape reading. Let it be entry. Let it be exits. Let it be holding your trade. Let it be creating the trade thesis to begin with that allows you to hold the trade. So whatever it is, the goal is to be a man. Do the right thing, right? Grow up, get better. Go to that point in life where you want to be, which is, the trader who can sit at home, make money, not worry about it, be able to fly my parents out for vacation and live the best TraderPrad life that I can. So that's the goal over there. Hopefully you guys all join me on this journey, on this fun journey. Either I die trying or I make it. And that's the end of it, right? We're not gonna waste our time with other stuff anymore. This is it. This is the only shot. I kind of don't see an option in anything else in life. If this works, great. And we're going to keep trying. I'm not saying I'm going to give up. We're going to keep trying. Even if it means one streamer at night or one viewer at night, we're going to keep streaming. We're going to keep trading. Keep going for it until I die. And if I die, at least I died trying and I gave it my best. And if I don't die and I actually made it, I have a great story to tell and we're going to be in books. We're going to be writing books. We're going to be in books. So shout out to the journey. The destination is a beautiful spot, but the journey is even better. That's something that I'm learning. That's something that you hear in YouTube reels and Instagram reels from Kobe Bryant, but it's something that I'm actually living and seeing it happen in first person. So it's beautiful. The journey is honestly way better than the destination. The destination will be fun, but let's have fun with the journey, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, thank you for joining me for the last hour. Hopefully you guys found some trades for yourself. Hopefully you guys learned how not to trade, along with learning how to trade with my executions. Love all the support you guys constantly show me. Make sure you please hit the like and support. Go check out all the social media links down below and the affiliate sponsors. If you want to help me by any means, go check out my affiliate sponsors. I get a little bit of a cut from anyone that you actually subscribe to. And if you do subscribe to anyone, let me know what you think about it. If you have any suggestions, if you don't like what they do, if you like what they do and you want improvements on this way or that way, shout out, give me a shout out. I can reach to them and we can get that worked out. So go check out those sponsor links below. And last but not least, have a great night and an even better trading session. I will be back tomorrow here for the last stream of the week. Same time, same place, and a quick hint, or not a hint, but a spoiler. In October, we're going to be having a big big podcast episode. We have locked in a guest of a pretty big prop firm, and we're gonna have a great time talking to this person. So sometime in October, stay tuned as we get the date finalized and we get all the information finalized. I'll slowly keep releasing spoilers and so on. So stay tuned for it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace out. Good night. Ciao.